What's going on, guys? Give me 1 second here. Make sure this is working. If you guys can hear me okay, just put a 1 in the chat. Last week, it wasn't so hot. The audio was pretty messed up. So give me a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay, so I could adjust things if needed. Today, we're going to be talking about quite a few things here. Last thing we'll do right after I go over the topic of the day was Amazon attribution links and influencers and overall just about external traffic too. We'll go through some Q&A questions here. We got about 18 here today. Again, if you want first dibs on these Q&A questions, the Facebook group link is down below to join. It's free. Just fill out the survey there, or not survey, but there's a little application just to make sure that you're serious and coming in just to learn so we can keep this community top notch, essentially. Let's go back to 1. Yes. Okay. You guys can hear me. Cool. All right. So let's get started talking about Amazon attribution links. Amazon attribution links is a new beta program for anybody who doesn't know. Essentially, you're going to make custom links on your Seller Central. Okay. This is actually just kind of set up in your Amazon ads advertising console in Seller Central. But essentially, you can make individual campaigns for links for different things. Okay. Cool thing here is the first time Amazon's ever tried anything like this, where we can actually track the data of external traffic going into Amazon. Okay, this is huge because in the past, if you just gave an influencer or a shout out or ads or anything you're running outside of Amazon, you just get a basic link in there. Maybe you do a Bitly link or a Pixel Me link where you can have some data, but this link is meant to track, like, okay, if I sent 200 people from an influencer to my page, how many clicks, how many checked out, how many added a cart. So we can actually figure out if we tried 5 different influencers or have 6 different ads campaigns, what's working, what's not working. Okay. So these are custom links that we can track traffic and conversions from. So we know what outside traffic sources are working. This is massive. This will be used essentially moving forward for anybody who wants to join scale an Amazon store going forward. So it's something you want to look into. It's pretty simple to do. You just got to be brand registered for it. And the cool thing with this as well, if you also sign up for brand referral bonus here. So for any traffic you send with an Amazon attribution link, and you sign up for this program, which is in your Seller Central dashboard, menu, brands, brand referral program. If you sign up for this, you get 10% off referral fees for every purchase that was made with an outside Amazon attribution link. Okay, that's huge. That essentially helps your margins by 10% there. So make sure you're using that. That won't last forever, obviously. They're just doing this to essentially motivate people and reward people for sending outside traffic. So they obviously care a lot about people sending outside traffic. So they're going to reward you 10% off. And that's not all they reward you with. You're going to get a ranking boost. Okay. So we have a lot of clients right now in AWA. Not only do we focus on PPC, good product, everything like that, but we're working on sending, depending on the product and the market, everything like that is kind of where we game plan from this. And there's a lot of testing left to do, but we're sending outside traffic in, whether that's Twitter ads, influencer, branded posts, TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. There's, a couple others too. With Amazon attribution links, one, just to make sure we could track the data, what's going on, and take in consideration the 10% off for brand referral bonus. But what we're seeing is our organic rankings are skyrocketing. Okay. So with the combination of PPC, driving outside traffic, we're ranking a lot quicker. Okay. Which ends up leading to more organic sales and higher organic rankings, which lead to more organic sales, right? Which are full price sales that you're getting from people just searching on Amazon, which is the ultimate goal of Amazon, because we want to make sure that we're getting a full profit margin. That's when we can actually start making money. Okay. Otherwise, your 20% A cost through PPC is going to eat your margin. The influencer post, whatever it may be. Okay. So going deeper into the influencer side of things, everything like that. Now, it depends on your product. Okay. This is a tough one for me to kind of cover, but this could be Instagram shoutouts. It could be TikTok videos. You could reach out to people for these things. You can do Twitter ads, but again, Twitter ads, you got to have kind of a trendy looking product or something that hits a real pain point or can go viral, right? TikTok, we've had someone in the program here. They make essentially pet products, right? And so they made a channel just on pet products and pet content. She hasn't even launched her product yet. Okay. And so she's already got, 1,000, almost 2,000 followers here on TikTok. So when she launches her product, she can use Amazon attribution links to drive that traffic in there, right? Like, here's my pet. This is fun, viral content. And all of a sudden, did you know pets need this to do X, Y, and Z? And boom, their product is right there, sending in external traffic. So there's multiple ways to do this, paying influencers. You could pay for paid ads, or you could bootstrap it yourself and create your own organic traffic source, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Cool thing about if you make TikToks, you can use that same video to put on Instagram and as well as YouTube Shorts. So you have 3 different platforms you can grow simultaneously, which is pretty cool. So for going more into influencers here, so the biggest 2 that I love right now are, I guess it'd be 3, YouTube influencers, TikTok influencers, and Instagram influencers. Okay. And there's sites out here like joinbrands.com, things like that, where you can essentially pay someone else to make content for you. So you will find the influencer, they'll make the content, the videos for you. You give them the link and they'll send the link, or, shout out your product, get in there. Now, I don't suggest you paying over $100, or I suggest paying around $100 to $200 max per post, okay, or per shout out or per influencer when you first start. Okay, look for people around 2,000 to 10,000 followers. Engagement, make sure their following is in the country you're selling on. Otherwise, if they have 10,000 Filipino followers, that's going to do you no good, right? So we need to vet in these ways. Make sure their engagement's good, okay? So make sure that they're getting comments, likes, people following up, everything like that. Because, someone could have 10,000 dead followers where, they put a post up, they get 7 likes, something like that, right? That doesn't make a lot of sense. So essentially like having a brand new profile where there's no traffic going to be drawn. Okay. So max $100, $200. If you can start out, maybe just give them a free product. Some will take that, accept that. And then you want to test out, 5 to 10 of these people. Okay. Use different Amazon attribution links so you can see the traffic. Who's driving it? Is it Sally? Is it Emily? Is it Susan? Right. And then once you find 1 or 2 that are working well, driving in traffic, and maybe they're not even converting sales yet. That's tough. It's really hard to convert sales through influence, but they drove the most traffic. You got the most added to carts. Well, that's going to help you rank up organically too. So we got to think about that from the investment side point of like, okay, maybe I'm not getting a ton of conversions. It's definitely not profitable, but I could be spending the same $200 on PPC, which I see is not profitable yet. So I'm going to keep investing in this to get an organic ranking boost. And you know this by tracking your organic rankings, whether Helium 10, Jungle Scout, whatever. You can track your organic rankings and you see it goes from spot 20 to spot 15 after these campaigns. You're like, okay, this is working. Let's keep doing this until I'm spot 5, spot 4, right? And hopefully some sales do come in. But that is what I suggest. I pretty much require this for anybody who wants to scale is along with PPC, we need to be testing an external traffic source, okay? With Amazon attribution, whether that's influencers, ads are way harder. They're going to be way more expensive. That's why I brought up Twitter ads because they're pretty cheap right now. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, way more expensive, way harder. Definitely not going to help you get profitable sales most likely unless you're an expert in this field, okay? That's why I like influencers as well because it's usually cheaper and there's a chance one of them pops off. And you get the boost you're looking for, some sales, and you double down, keep working with them, create a partnership with them, and you keep doing this until you have 2 or 3 partnerships where there's consistent posts going out about your product, okay? So if there's any questions on Amazon attribution, influencers, external traffic, anything like that, put them in the chat for me, and I'll make sure to get those at the end here if you want me to go deeper on anything I kind of just talked about, okay? So I want to make sure it's still working. Okay, I did see this one. We'll tackle one question right now. How do you reach out to influencers? Okay, so usually what I do is I make an Excel sheet. Okay, I go and find these influencers, whether that's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'll make a list of them, and then on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you have multiple contact points. So on YouTube, there's usually an email address. Sometimes there's an Instagram linked, everything like that. So I can get all their profiles on one. And then I'm contacting them in many different ways, right? My favorite way is DM on Instagram. People usually respond quicker to this stuff. You can go chat back and forth. Second best way is email. Okay. But I'll try every source, right? If I'm not getting through on Instagram or, email, I'll try maybe TikTok Messenger or something different. Maybe Facebook. I find their Facebook. Okay. So, and I keep track of when I contact them, how I contact them, and I keep following up. Okay. So I reach out to these people and let them know like, hey, what do you charge for post? This is my product. I'd be happy to send you one for free just so you can see it. If you don't like it, fine. If you do, great. Let's talk. Okay. So getting the product in their hand is probably the biggest thing, right? So if you just bribe them with a free product just to get in their hands, that's your cheapest way to get in the door. Okay. Because these people are bombarded all the time. Okay. If I send through email or maybe even Instagram, my favorite way is to send them a Loom too. So a quick screen sharing video, just going over your product, talking about you. Your face will be on the screen as well. So you get some like personal connection, right? Instead of just a ghost through DM, just a profile pic, it's actually video. You can actually connect with them personally to describe, why you do this. What's your story? What's the message behind the brand? Let me send you a free product. Just respond with your address and I'll send it over and we'll talk from there. There's no stipulations. Make it as easy as possible. No stipulations on your end. All right. A lot of these influencers, if they've worked with people in the past, they'll just quickly get back to you and say, hey, this is what I charge per post, blah, 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 blah. If you find some diamonds in the rough, they're not going to know, right? So they're not going to know their pricing. They're going to be like, make me an offer, right? So that could be $100 to $200, dollars for, 3 stories and a post, or, 3 posts over 1 month for $200, and a couple stories, link in the bio, everything like that. Or if it's TikTok, it could be, $200, maybe, 3 TikToks, depending on their frequency, over a month. And I'll send you, free product, as well to look at, and they'll come back to you, right? And you can negotiate, just got to negotiate this way out. There's no perfect science to it. It's just talking. You'll get better at it, and you'll find some diamonds in the rough. So let's get into Q&A questions here. I've got Jennifer McNulty. Any tips to get around the permanently affixed picture required for brand registry? So brand registry. Okay. So you can get a stamp on Amazon and get your logo. So it's a customized stamp. You upload your logo and they'll send you the stamper. Get some ink with that. Stick it on a nice looking packaging box you can get, at a store or order online. That's one way I've gotten through. You can also there's sites where you can buy custom packaging just already printed for you. Not sure what happened there, but essentially you can get, saran wrap, bubble wrap, boxes, bags, keychains with your brand on it, and also use that as assets to get through. Obviously the best is have a product packaging with your logo on it printed, but we've gotten through with the stamps and the packaging many times before. Joey Yoga. I'm just getting my ducks in a row before entering the mentorship program. My question is, which level of helium 10 do you recommend for a beginner, starter, or platinum? Let's helium 10 packages. I always forget the names of these. Platinum is what I recommend. The middle one, the starter, you don't have enough here, especially when you start selling of what you need. Don't get the diamond. You don't need the diamond unless you're getting some cash flow in and you need, more users, things like that. So platinum is what you want. Usama, hey Cam, hope all is well. Is there a way to fast track my TM application? I filed my TM back in Jan 4th. You suppose reviewing multiple hijackers who have filed IP complaints, but no action from Amazon. Did a video 2 weeks ago about this topic. We still don't understand how I can get these hijackers removed until we wait for our TM to be approved. Send them messages, buy all their product, report them as counterfeit. There's a lot of things. I tried cease and desist emails, paid service to remove these hijackers, but they were very stubborn and keep coming back. Second question, what is your thought on remote fulfillment? When is the right time to expand sales globally? So I don't know of any way to get your TM fast tracked. You can talk to your lawyer if you use the service. Maybe they know something I don't. Yeah, hijackers can be annoying. Is your product different? Is it, hard to do? You can also look into getting the transparency. So Amazon transparency, getting the QR code on there so you can report them counterfeit more easily and consistently, and essentially get them banned, right? Second question, what are your thoughts on remote fulfillment? So remote fulfillment, I would just do. That's automatic. They do it for you. And then when you expand sales globally, getting your products in Canada, UK, when you got a firm footing and a cash flow going through your US, I'd focus on US, get it built up, get it where it's pretty much running itself. You are kind of untouchable. You have a lot of cash flow coming. Then I would expand to, UK, because you got to worry about the VAT in Europe, and the logistics become a little tougher. You can send a little bit to Canada. That one's probably the easiest to break in first, but the volume's a lot lower on Canada, depending on the product. So I'd rather build the whole brand out on the US side of things, dominate there, get 3 to 4 products. And then when I kind of have some footing, then I'll reach out. Cause to me, usually there's more potential to have multiple products on Amazon US and make more money and, have higher revenue, higher profits, everything like that, just scale faster, right? Then there is in one product doing well in the US and then expanding to UK or Canada. So to me, US first, and then start dominating there. And it's like when you kind of hit a stopping point, it's like, well, we could add another product, but at this point, these 4 are doing really well. These 2 are doing really well. So let's get on there. So almost like build your brand out in the US first, get where you're just kind of like, no one can really touch you, and then start to, put a little bit, maybe 100 units in Canada, test that out, maybe 100 in the UK, right? Test that out, go through their process and figure that whole thing out. Diana, hello everyone. This is my first time setting up campaigns and set my first shipment last week. No issues so far. I jumped in and set up some campaigns just to test the waters. After setting up campaign, my listings are not coming up. Even if I type in the exact word, other brands will show up, but not my listing. After setting up a campaign, how long does it take to find the listing when using the keywords should match up the listing? This question is, it's, I don't know the word for it, but essentially just because you're bidding on a keyword doesn't mean you're going to pop up every time, right? Amazon groups, they'll give people chances at different points, as well as it depends on your bids compared to the competition. So one, you're not bidding high enough maybe. So if you're not getting impressions, look at your data. Don't search it on your own. Look at your actual data on your PPC. Okay. If you're not getting impressions, you're probably not bidding enough, right? At this point. So if you're not getting impressions, bid higher, right? If you're getting impressions and clicks but not selling, it's a conversion issue. We need to work on your listing, your reviews, everything like that. In other words, from perspective, how long does it take to see your listing appear when you put some keywords related to the listing? Yeah, so it just depends. So one day you could search something and it's there, and one day you could search it's not there. But just based on that, don't look there. Look at your actual PPC data. Ian Doney, who is enrolled in the Vine program. I'm curious to see what your experience was. Also, I'm understanding the $200 enrolled, and I have to give my product for free and still pay referrals and FBA fees. I don't think you have to pay the referral and FBA fees. Maybe not referral, but maybe FBA fees. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it for a while. I should go back to my transactions and look. But yes, $200 to enroll, but up to 300 reviews, you get a refund if you don't get more than 2 reviews. I'd easily pay $100 per review. So to me, it's definitely worth it. It's been slow lately. People are having struggles getting all 30 products claimed of late, but it's still worth doing. Jennifer McNulty, brand approval help, got rejected with their logo shown on a box. I can't affix to actual product, drinkware. So now what I do, you want help. Take more pictures from different angles, get different assets. So packaging, bags, things like that, and send them everything, right? Sometimes it's just, you get a bad person, a bad rep that just rejects it for no reason. Kashan Molly, I have to ask a question. So I reached out to suppliers, asked them for our company name on a product, but they asked, should I put it on the product or out of box? Does it matter to Amazon brand approval? So you don't need the company name on the box. Do I need a product itself on box? No. Also, when I send it, does the bulk order have my name printed on them, or just sample order to get approved? So it needs the brand name on it. Brand name needs to be on the product or the product packaging. Carrie Barkowitz, what do you think about great innovations of already existing products? Love them. Have an idea for innovation of an existing product that typically would not be a good product to sell because it already has thousands of reviews. Innovation makes it stand out, something very different. Yeah, it depends on the situation, but if it's very innovative, if it'll stick out in the first photo, then yes, I love innovation, right? Because you essentially are going into a market that's very competitive, but you're different. You're not the same. So you're not really competing with them, right? So it's a good way to get attention fast. But if you look the same on the hero image, the utility is a little different. That's hard. That's hard because people will see the first image and see no reviews and see someone else with 1,000 reviews and it looks exactly the same. You really can't break through that way. I wish it was as simple as I make a better product, so people are going to choose me. But on Amazon, that's not true. It's if they all look the same, it's whoever has the reviews, best pricing, best photos, everything like that. Okay. So when we're innovating a product, I wish it didn't matter, but you have to look different. You have to stand out to break through the thousands of reviews from others, right? And hopefully there's, in your innovation, there's some keyword history, keyword searches that are looking for your innovation that aren't fulfilled yet, right? That are essentially, you search it, they get the basic, nothing but the basics pop up, and there's nothing there that fills that void. Cherie Pak Sai, Singh or Sai, is brand registry for a specific product or the name of your brand. Name of your brand. I got brand registry approval providing photos of my brand name on a product. Have not decided if it's not a good product to sell. If I want to sell something else, similar product category but different with my new brand name, do I need to apply for another brand registry? Similar product category but different. Similar product category, you're good. You can use the same brand. Tina N. Rudy. I found a manufacturer for our product. Contracts are about to be finalized to send them. I've given them as much detail as possible without revealing our full concept. Do I wait until contracts have been signed before giving the rest of the information? No, eventually they need it, right, to get a proper quote. So I would put it in the contract don't copy, you can't give this out, sign an NDA. I believe it's an NNN agreement as well, which China is pretty familiar with. You can Google that, where it essentially stops them from selling your product to someone else or using the idea themselves. How much of the mold fee do we pay to get sample? That depends on the opportunity, everything like that. Mold fee, I don't know, $500, $600, depends. It really depends. Sometimes I get a sample without the mold fee. I just get I can feel it out. Like, okay, they made a really good product here, but if I don't go with them, I don't want to spend $600 just on a sample. So I'll get the main staple sample. And then when I make the bulk order, I'll pay for the mold fee and just really, really do a thorough inspection. Tina, also your videos are so appreciated. You're welcome. I've learned so much watching them. You share your wins and your losses. I could go on, but you're awesome. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Sherry Khan. That is a lot of text there. Amazon UK on Pakistani passport. Maybe they were not able to charge the card. Turns out the issue invalid. Connected to the Wise account. They're saying in paying. I don't know. I'd have to see your account details, man. This is account stuff's hard. We need a lot more information to really help you out. If you're still having issues and money's not an issue, I'd look into Appeal Wizards to help you get through that faster. I usually outsource that stuff nowadays. And then if I do help with this stuff, it's usually a back and forth for weeks trying to figure out what the hell they actually want. Cause they'll never tell you, right? It's a game of trial and error. Keith Bennis. Hey Cam, question about product title. My main differentiator is that my product is going to be larger than competitors. Though large isn't a keyword that's relevant to the product, I want customers to see that. Can I put this in my title after my brand name because my main keyword's large wall shelf? Yes. Whatever separates you needs to be in the hero image if possible and in the front phrase of your title, right? So if there's a bunch of regular size stuff and you're extra large, it should be product, brand, product, parentheses, extra large. So they quickly identify like, yes, I want the extra large one, right? None of my competitors' titles begin this will impact indexing my Chronicle URL. Even if it does impact, it'll impact your indexing a little bit, but not enough. It's going to be more beneficial to have it in your title. Chronicle URL, that's fine too, right? Because someone Google searches large wall shelf and you're the only one that pops up for Amazon, you're going to get that traffic, right? So yes, whatever is your differentiator that's extreme, right? It can't be just, upgraded handle or something like that, right? But if everybody else are small sizes and you're large, this is the way to stand out. Just like I was talking about earlier. How do you figure out a way to stand out from all the noise, right? And this is one of the ways. So let's go to the chat here. Had a lot of caffeine today, guys, so sorry if I'm talking a mile a minute, which usually I am. Jasco, how about Amazon influencers? You can give them a shot. Give them a shot. There's a few people in the group doing this. We haven't experimented with that enough. We need to do more of this, especially with people in the fashion. Depends on what it costs. Let's stay within the range I talked about earlier. Give it a shot. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to pick something, try it for 20 to 30 days, allocate yourself a budget, and see if it works, right? It's one of those things, it's trial and error. We don't know what's going to work until we try it. We don't know which influencer is going to do well. There's so many options, right? Obviously, there's some products that work better on certain platforms, right? So when I think Amazon influencers, I think fashion. I think design stuff. I think what stuff that'd be on like the shopping channel, right? Where you're watching the late night shopping channel. That stuff, like the infomercial stuff, right? When I think of something else, other stuff, right? I think of the other platforms like YouTube, higher priced items, something that needs more detail, more explaining. How-to stuff. There's a lot of how-to videos about your product. This would be great for that too. TikTok, if you're in certain niches where you can make content around that niche and find that demographic, that's great. Like, pet products is fantastic because who doesn't want to watch a video about a dog or a cat, right? That's pretty easy to do. So yeah. RN, hey Cameron, do you think going aggressive with PPC on a product launch is a good idea? New product, no reviews. Depends how aggressive you mean. No, I usually like to go more conservative when I first start PPC, get 2 weeks of data and then use that data. If there's, data, it's like, okay, these 3 keywords are doing well, but 10 others aren't. We can X those 10, put the whole budget towards those 3 keywords that are most efficient this time. So I like to go, I'm not saying like $5 budgets, but $15 budgets, somewhere in that range, max, to maybe $20 budgets. I don't like when someone's first starting with their first product, doing $50 budgets, $100 budgets, and just going full balls to the wall, because there's a learning curve and you don't have enough data to make those accurate decisions. So you're burning a lot of capital. Sherry Khan, kindly please look at the images that attach with the long message. You'll understand my issue quickly. I understand your issue. It's just, I don't know if I can help without going back and forth a little bit. I apologize, man. Cool, guys. That is all today. And appreciate you stopping by, and we'll talk